Hi guys, I'm Mary from my YouTube channel Essential Oils, Essential Life. I'm a doTERRA advocate and we are going to use peppermint and we are going to make bath bombs. Now the great thing about peppermint is it's going to give you that boost. If you want something a little more mellow, you could use your lavender. Now if you remember, I told you guys to go to mydoterra.com, Mary C1, and you could buy that kit for 30 bucks and it would have lavender and peppermint. So you'll have all the stuff to see this video. I always use doTERRA because it's pure and it's a therapeutic grade. So when I do these, I am not endorsing doing the recipes unless you are using doTERRA oils. So let's start beginning. I'm so excited. I did this once already and it turned out, so knock on wood. This time turns out for you guys. If not, we're rolling with it. Okay, so you're going to need baking soda, baking powder. You're going to need fractionated coconut oil, pure oil of course. You're going to need citric acid. You can find this in a lot of grocery stores. And you want to make sure that it's food grade. Just makes it a little safer. You want to get dyes. You can do them without dyes, but to make them pretty, get dyes. And you can pick up dyes that don't stain your bathtub. So make sure when you're getting them that you get those. You also need molds. Now, smart me, I got metal. The molds that are better are the silicone. But there is something that you can use, that you can put in these, so your bath bombs, when they dry, actually come out and don't stick. Kind of like, you remember the Crisco girls when we used to cook and put it around the cake? Kind of the same thing. And I can't say the word, so I'm going to try. And then my lovely assistant, my daughter, is going to zoom in to this piece of paper, because if you're going to use the metal molds, you should really get some of this. Cyclomethicone, I think is what it is. We're going to zoom into that, write that down. Okay, so we'll get to when we put our stuff in the molds. But when you're using metal, you can put drops into these. And I'm kind of looking at my notes here. Sorry, guys. You can put 5 to 10 drops into your metal molds. And you kind of slush it around, drain it, dry them on a paper towel. And then do the bath bomb recipe. They'll come right out. And then you don't have to worry about a big chunk still in there. And, oh, you know, Mom, I'm sorry. Your star is only 5 points. Well, I guess you have 5 points. 4 points. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is do your dry ingredients, okay? So the first one is the citric, and it's 1 cup. So open that bad boy up. Woohoo. I am using half cups. We haven't got to supply list. I promise, guys, next time I will have measuring cups, so I actually can do it in one swell swoop for you guys. But so you just put this in, nothing to it. And this is my second batch. So this bag for you guys, it's about 1 pound, and it'll make 2 batches. So. And then you're going to want 1 cup of baking soda. Now your baking soda and your citric acid is what makes these fizzy. So that's kind of an important part. Don't worry if it's clumpy, because I'm going to show you a few tricks for that. Because you want to make sure that all this stuff actually is really blended in really nice, okay? Or it's going to get those little bumps and dips onto it. And you need a half cup of cornstarch. And again, I wasn't really worrying about how exact I was, as long as I kind of got the stuff. And my first batch turned out fine, you guys, so don't worry about that, okay? So you're going to have to see these little clumps. That's what I'm talking about. You want all that to be blended in. You're going to have to use your fingers. Or if you remember the old sifters that Grandma used to have with a little turn, those are really good. You can use the strainers, the metal wire strainers, and put all your dry ingredients in and then kind of shake it, and that'll help some of it. And then just do this. Make sure you're squeezing out all your lumps and bumps. And this takes a while. We are needing a dry ingredient. Remember that little Muffet show? She's laughing. My kid hasn't watched the Muffet show. Guys, my age, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so once you do that, it's time to put your oil in and your coconut oil too. Okay, so you can put 8 to 10 drops in your batch. Now peppermint's pretty strong, so I'm only going to put 8. If you had lavender, I'd put 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Okay, and then you're going to want to put your coconut oil in, and you need a 1/2 cup. You can also use castor oil. You can sub that out. And again, sorry you guys, got to kind of look at my recipe. I am one of those people that will do too much. And I know I got it. So you're going to need a 1/2 cup of your coconut oil. And just so you know, I wanted to make sure I did this video, I had to buy more coconut oil for you guys. Okay, so you put all that in. Okay, and then you're just going to keep going, and this is going to turn in to kind of they say dough. I think it's more of kind of a gravel myself. So, and I'll show you once I kind of get the texture of this. We'll have my daughter kind of get it close so you can see it. But this is really quick and you're almost done. So you know, in about 5 minutes you get these great bath bombs. They're really cool. Okay, so I'm going to have my daughter kind of zoom in and kind of move this around so you can kind of see the texture. They say dough. I say it's kind of like sand. Kind of feel how it's like that. Okay, so now she's going to come back to me. Ah, she tripped. That was funny. And then I don't know, so we'll see what color I picked out. I'm hoping we didn't go for that puke orange, you know, that you see in the 70s. And you don't really need a lot. A couple drops. If it's not to your color you like, just add more, right? And that did not color right. So if you ever have that problem, I'm just going to pick something else. Because that one kind of speckled. There I go. Now I'm starting to get some color. I think it might be a purple, you guys. We're hoping. I don't know what the heck it's going to be. We'll find out. Yeah, there it's going. So right now we put in about 4 drops. Okay. So, and I don't like the color. So now I'm going really crazy. So we'll see what it turns out. Okay, there we go. And if you get little dark spots in it because of the color dye, that's okay. It's just going to be really a cool little, you know, aspect to your bath bomb. Okay, so I kind of like this color. So that's the color I'm going to kind of keep. I like that little white in it. But this is kind of a light pink. This is what or a light pale lavender is what I'm seeing. Okay, so now all you got to do is put them in your molds. Okay, and we're going to do, and I really press mine down when I did it last time. Really press them in. Okay, because you want your stuff to stick to, you know, the citric acid and stuff. You don't want it to stick to your metal. So if they're not packed down good, then they're going to go for the metal, not for the rest of the stuff. And what I did to make it a little easier is once I got it really pressed down, I just made them nice and smooth. See that? That way you're not going to have as much time trying to get them out. Okay. I'm not going to go through all of them with you, but I want to do one more. Because one of the things going to happen is if you take a mold like this where you want a big bowl, put it like that, it can sometimes adhere again to the metal and it won't adhere to the other half of your mold. Okay? So I filled up the first half. Okay? And you see how it's over the edge right there? Okay. I want it like that. And then I fill up the second half. Okay. And what I'm doing is I'm squeezing them. I'm rubbing together and I'm squeezing. Okay. Because then I know this is packed. By the time I'm done, it's going to be so stuck together with the molds that it should stick to the other side of the material, not the actual mold itself. Okay. Again, I put it right there and I twist and turn it till the two edges really meet. Okay. There are some really cool plastic ones I saw you can do that are actually a full ball, so you don't have to do this. And I really squeeze and make sure it's stuck. Take this nice knife. Okay. And then ta-da! By magic, this has disappeared. Our bath bombs are done, guys. So when I already made, didn't stick back in, but it's in the bowl now, right? So when you're taking it out, and these will be a little flatter, I took mine out to see how it formed. So we'll just imagine this outfit. You're going to flip it. And you remember again how if you bake a cake, you can just hit the bottom. If it doesn't want to come out, see it's kind of stuck. I just kept slamming until I got mine out. Technical difficulties, guys. To run along the edges, but careful because it might crumble, guys. There you go. Now, you can see how kind of smooth it is. This one's been out for a couple days. Like I said, I took it out and put it back in. I wanted to see, have you see. That crack's been there because it's been exposed to open air. You want to seal them. And this is right here, and you can see the nice line because we kept a nice line on that mold right here. Let me show you. Nice sharp mold, and that's why that came out like that. And that's a bath bomb. Let me give you a few little hints that we haven't talked about. If your bath bombs are crumbly or they crack in the mold, your material might be dry, so you need to try to add a little more oil to it. And not your essential oil, do your castor fractionated oil. If your clumps, if you have lumps or bumps, clumps in the dry ingredients, then it's because your dry material wasn't blended very well. That's why we were squeezing and kneading it. And the other thing that could happen is that you didn't really fully mix in your essential oil. So make sure you saw me really getting in there. And that'll help improve that. And then the other thing is that your bath bombs are going to be good for about 6 months. What really hurts them is when they're exposed to moisture. So you need to put them in a container. You can put them in here. You can go buy shrink wrap for these. And the other thing you can do is you can take those little silicone packets you get in shoes and such. You can put that in your bag, and that'll suck up the extra moisture because that can damage a bath bomb. So I really hope you liked this video. I hope you had fun. I sure did. Who doesn't like playing in sandy, muddy substances? I don't know. Have a great one. Bye-bye.